Hey guys, welcome to the Sanders Kitchen. Want to learn how to make a strawberry Swiss roll cake? Stick around, I'll show you how it's done. If you're new to our channel, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Really appreciate that. Before we actually get started, I want to thank Tatyana from Tatyanaseverydayfood. I watched this recipe on her channel and I'm telling you, I fell in love with it. It's the kind of cake I want to eat. Thank you, Tatyana. I really appreciate that. And we're going to make your recipe today. So let's get started making the sponge cake. So to get started, you want to line the bottom of a 13 by 18 sheet pan with some parchment paper. Don't grease it, and get your oven preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, we want to go ahead and load up our 4 eggs that became room temperature in our mixer, and the sugar and the vanilla. And we'll turn this on and go for about 8 to 10 minutes until it's really, really smooth. Okay, that 10 minutes flew by. So before we add in the flour to the egg mixture, we have to add the baking powder to the flour and mix that in well. So we're going to do that. We're going to sift about 1/3 of the flour into our mixture at a time, because we want it to be real smooth. See, you're always going to have those little lumps, and that's what we don't want. So we're just going to fold this over gently, mixing it in all together. And we'll continue this until we get all of the flour incorporated into the eggs before we go on to the baking. Now that the flour is incorporated, we're going to pour it right out onto a baking sheet, and with an offset spatula, we'll smooth it out and try to even it out as much as we can. The sponge cake batter is spread out nicely and it's ready to go into the oven. We're going to leave it there for about 18 minutes or so until it's golden brown on top. Then we'll take it right out. We'll show you how that looks. Oh, the sponge cake just came out of the oven. It's steaming hot. And the important step is to cut the sponge cake away from the side of the pan so it doesn't stick. Now the next step is to coat this with some confectioner's sugar. Got to try to spread it evenly over the whole cake. We're going to take this little cooling rack and set it right on top. We're going to flip this whole baby upside down. And here we go. Like that. And now, very gently, remove the parchment paper. If you have any little pieces that stick, just grab them with your knife. And now, we have to roll it before it cools off. And we're going to roll it in this direction right here. So we're going to use this little napkin and now gently roll the cake. Well, the cake came out of the oven. We rolled it up just like Tatyana said. We did our best. It looks great, but it's got to cool because the filling and the icing would just melt off of it if it wasn't really cold. So it may sit out here for probably an hour. But in the meantime, we are going to cover it with this pretty little tea towel that Nancy Hoover's mother made for us, and she's a doll. Thank you so much. And we'll just leave this covered up and we'll go on to the next step. So now we're going to make our mascarpone topping and filling. So we're going to start by taking our mascarpone cheese, putting that in a large mixing bowl. Next, we'll add in our 2 teaspoons of vanilla and our cup of confectioner's sugar. And we'll whisk this to combine it. And now we'll add a half a cup of cream and continue to whisk just to blend it all together. And now we'll add in the remainder of the heavy whipping cream and continue to whisk with our little whisker here. And we'll do that until we get some stiff peaks formed. And this could take 4 to 5 minutes. Wow, look at that. That's what you call stiff peaks. Okay, well, our frosting is actually ready to go, but our cake is not. So we're going to let the cake cool down a little bit more, maybe another half hour. We're going to transfer the topping into the refrigerator, keep it cool. If necessary, I'll re-whip it. But at this point, we're going to let the cake cool, and then, of course, you know, we'll be back in just a few seconds, but for us, it'll be about a half hour or so, and then we'll start to assemble the cake. It's going to be beautiful. By the way, I will have all the ingredients and the instructions in my description, but don't forget, Tatyana, Everyday Foods. I'm following her recipe, so it's basically her recipe, and I'm just having some fun with it. But the cake is going to be delicious, and she is an amazing chef, so don't be afraid to go check her out on her YouTube channel. Thank you again. We'll be right back. So we've waited long enough. The cake is cool now, and what we have to do is just very gently unroll it. It's got a few little cracks, but it's okay. We'll just unroll it and take this towel off, and look how pretty that is. So the first thing we're going to do is take some of the crushed strawberry that we have, and we'll just layer this on so that we can get a good base layer of strawberry. Okay. So the next layer that goes on is our topping. That's actually going to be the filling, and we're going to spread that. It's going to take about 2/3 of this, and we'll just spread that out and reserve the rest of it for our topping. Now that we have this layered nicely, we're just going to take some of these crushed. Well, we had the crushed on as the base layer, and now these are just some chopped strawberries. Well, that worked out good. Well, I am going to turn my cake like this so that I could roll it away from me, and then we'll transfer it right to the platter. Okay. We just gently roll it. That thing is beautiful. And here we go. And now we'll just take the remaining filling and we'll use it to cover our cake. When everything came out so beautiful, rolled it up, filled it with lots of strawberries. Tatyana, maybe I used more strawberries than you did, but I love strawberries and I want a ton of strawberries on my cake. But now it's just a matter of decorating, so we'll just go ahead and add maybe 4 little spots where we can throw some strawberries on, and we'll decorate it nicely. Probably could have used a little bit more. Let me try that. Yes, look how beautiful. And the only thing left to do is to maybe put a few more strawberries on the sides, and then we'll serve it up. Now, it is true, if you have the strawberry filling with all this wonderful topping, it would be better to refrigerate it for a day and let all of those flavors just gel together, because I promise you the next day this cake's going to be better. Well, I am so satisfied with the way this cake came out. If you follow that recipe, I promise you you'll have a great success with a strawberry Swiss roll cake. And now I cannot wait to taste it. Yes, it would have been better to wait a day, but I'm sorry, I have to taste it for you right now. And that's just the way it is. Here we go. Oh my God, this is good. This is really, really good. I gotta be honest with you. I toyed around with the idea of adding a little sweetener to the strawberries, and I'm glad I didn't, because the filling and the icing, the mascarpone cheese with the sugar and the vanilla and everything, it's just beautiful. The cake is delicious. I hope you give it a try. You will love it. Guys, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel. Thank you for tuning in to the Sandra's Kitchen. We love you guys. As I always say, go make you some strawberry Swiss roll cake, and God bless you.